All right, we are live here with a full house of podcast producers from Power Your Story. I am going to turn this over to David to start the show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Power Your Story Open Mic Thursday. Today, we are talking about social media pressures. I hope y'all enjoy the show. So let's get the show on the road.
Who's going to start it off? Social media.
Today's
Good,
topic
bad,
is
horrible?
today is social media. Per, I can't even say it correctly. Pers, 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 Pursuers. Did I say that right? Did I say the word right? Uh, pers, uh,
Producers, I think.
Okay, who's going to start off the conversation? Social media. Brian P.
Um, Hello, y'all. Welcome back to the live stream.
Do you use social media, Brian?
Yeah, I do use social medias. I use TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
What do you think? Is it fun? Is it stressful? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it?
Well, it's fun for me. It's fun.
Why is it fun?
But the more fun is Instagram and TikTok because I like to scroll a lot of videos.
Scrolling a lot of videos.
Yeah.
Olivia, what do you think? I think this was your topic pitch. Why did you think of this pitch?
So me personally, I do use social media. I use TikTok and Instagram, but like social media pressure is like it happens a lot with teens, and I feel like this is a good topic to talk about because like there's a lot of things to be talked about during social media, and like different people give their perspectives about it because some people might not like social media, some people might think it's like bad for you, and it can also create like a lot of pressure because it makes it seem like everybody's living like a perfect life even though that's not like the reality. And yeah.
Jason.
The way I use social media personally, for me, I'm not usually like one to be a social media influencer. I'm more of like the kind of guy that just really uses it for entertainment purposes. And I don't use Instagram or TikTok at all, or even Twitter. Twitter is something else sometimes, especially when it comes to controversies and drama and stuff. But I try not to pay attention to that stuff. And my main my main source of the media I use the most is I like watching YouTube and I like watching let's plays of YouTubers playing games, commentary. I also watch cat videos because I'm a cat lover. They're funny. They're pretty whimsical, if I do say so myself. And I also like to listen to other videos that are similar to podcasts just like this one, since I've been starting to listen to those kind of activities since we've been doing this. So I find it pretty cool, to be honest.
Rose.
Okay, I want to start off that I think social media is mostly platforms that you're able to communicate with or that you're able to see like through like a diverse search area. So I want to say that I use social media mostly for inspiration. Sometimes when I'm working on a project or I just want to do something, I go to social media to see what's happening, to see like if I can get like an idea or if I can continue it. I wouldn't say it's too bad because I don't really use it. So I'm not quite sure what everything else is, but I know there are trends that sometimes do good things, and I like those.
Similarly, Abby says in the comments, yeah, I use Pinterest mainly for art inspiration, not so much for the social aspect of the media. Similar. David.
To me, I use the some social medias like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and TikTok. But one thing I like most is watching some videos, some of my favorite creators, like Brett Rivera, and I also like Unspeakable. But the most favorite I like to watch is some wrestling because I'm a wrestling fan for a long time, and that was one of the reasons I watched one of the clips from different social medias. And and the thing I do not like about this, there are some videos that are made from AI videos because because they've been going like it was way too far for the AI videos, and yeah, they would go too far that what's real and what's AI stuff like that, and that's one thing I don't like social medias because of the AI videos, which have gone too far.
Jason.
Yep, I kind of have to agree with David here. When there's a lot of AI content, the word that you might be looking for, David, is what I like to call, or what most people like to call it, AI slop. Just AI generated slop, which is a bunch of stuff that just pops up on you. And AI is a very controversial topic, but I kind of just see it as like more of an assistant, nothing more, nothing less. And I'm not one to like really post videos or really have that kind of idea to post it from the media. I'm more of like an observer because most people nowadays, when it comes to the media, everybody wants to do like everybody wants to do this trend. Everybody wants to do this video just like this YouTuber did. Everybody wants to do this skit like this guy did. All that kind of stuff. Like everything when it comes to the media is just a walking trend. Whether it's there are some good trends, like Rose said before, but there's also some like really questionable and yet very bad trends that also sometimes pop up in the media. And sometimes the algorithm, when you go through like YouTube Shorts and you're like scrolling, that's something called doom scrolling, and I try not to like doom scroll all that much. I usually try to take a break from I usually try to take a break from the media every now and then. But the one thing I like to do is I usually use YouTube to listen to some audio from someone that I'm listening to or somebody who's like doing commentary in a game while I'm like wearing my headphones and my phone is like on the table, right? Well, if my phone was on the table right here, but you get what I mean. But I would always like to multitask. I would listen to this video while I would be playing my games at the same time. And it's just something I really, really like to do. But I can admit that I feel like I need a break from the media every now and then because it can be a bit exhausting. It's important to always take care of your mental health no matter what.
Anybody else have any thoughts or opinions on AI content or AI videos? Like them, dislike them? Should we have more? Should we have less? Does it make your brain rot? What do you think?
Well, AI, AI,
Okay.
AI is not a thing for me. Okay, first of all.
Not a thing for you?
Second of all, I use TikTok and Instagram and Facebook at the same time. Sometimes I just switch off of Facebook and then go straight to Instagram and then just just scroll, and then I just click off and then just go to TikTok. And sometimes I do watch YouTube a little bit. Like I do watch some recaps of WWE or like NXT or AEW. Then I just click off. I'm a big social media guy.
Jalissa, I know you watch a lot of videos on YouTube. What do you think about the AI videos? Do you think those are good, bad?
The AI videos are not that great that as I wanted to. It's kind of bad to start with.
Brian Ramirez, any thoughts on AI videos?
Not gonna lie. I mean, I also watch. Mostly all the time I'm on social media. I mean, mostly I use Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat. Sometimes on Instagram I just like to be like watching videos, like scrolling and everything, or texting my friends from high school. Like just talk to them and see how are they doing. Just and from AI. I mean, I've been seeing like a few videos of it, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like AI shouldn't exist, but it's whatever.
Olivia, were you going to say something a minute ago? I thought I heard someone.
Yeah, I was gonna say about AI. I feel like it could be a good use to some things, like or like not using AI on your work, but like doing your work or like help for study. But I did hear about how they were making an AI school in Chicago.
What?
And I don't really know how to feel about that, because it's like AI is gonna take over the world and we really don't need AI and all this stuff. So yeah.
David, do you want to read Nee's comment on the screen?
All right. Nee says, I have to admit, AI does it best when and only when it supports human in different fields, but side effect is also parallelism and
plagiarism and misinformation.
Yeah.
Rose, what were you going to say?
Okay. Well, we're in the topic of AI. I just want to say that I've had a debate about the social media and AI and how it like affects. I just want to say that I think AI isn't bad. I think it's pretty helpful, just like the comment is saying. I think it has its own benefits in certain fields, but it could drop back. But going back to social media, I want to say that's pretty helpful because it helps a lot of people express themselves. I mean, sometimes you're in a neighborhood, and depending on where you live, everyone has a different experience. And social media sometimes is there to help others communicate with their friends, to connect with family, and I feel like it's pretty helpful in a certain way, obviously.
Jason.
Like I said before, in my opinion, AI, whatever is generated, or I just see it more as like an assistant that is very helpful, But the one thing that I do not like is most companies are really trying to invest into AI, and it's also been hurting a lot of companies too. And it's just pretty ridiculous. And not to mention, in the gaming community, it hasn't been doing very well because most of the games and all the consoles have been getting price increases left and right and left all at the same time, all because they're trying to invest into AI. And honestly, the AI bubble is going to break at some point. There's going to be a lot of people that will agree to disagree, but I wouldn't say AI is bad necessarily, but it depends on on whoever uses it for any purpose. If it's used by a corporation from like a big company, then that it's just a bunch of garbage to me. But if it's somebody from like who's using it for good for humanity, then I'd say it could be pretty good for most cases, honestly, because AI is not a human. It is just a generated computer that is able to translate and understand what it's told by the creator. That is it. And I don't think it has its own mindset. I think it's just a machine at the end of the day.
Brandon, what do you think? Do you like to use social media? Do you think it's stressful? Do you think it's fun? Oh, we can't hear you. Try the switch on your cord. There you are.
I think it's fun.
What's your favorite social media to use? Do you like
YouTube and
TikTok,
stuff.
YouTube?
Yeah.
What do you like about YouTube?
I like watching like stuff on my YouTube and stuff.
Okay. Cool. We have a question from Lanaya. Lanaya says, how can AI be used for good? Most AIs damage our environment. Do you think the good that comes out of AI, like you mentioned, like creativity and expression, is that worth damaging the environment, or is it not a good trade-off? David?
To me, to answer to Lanaya's question, it's not good for the environment because the more you use AI, it depends on what you're doing and stuff. The more AI would try to take it over the world and get rid of us as humans.
You think AI can get rid of us humans?
Yes.
Anyone else? What do you think? Are we doomed? Rose?
Okay, I want to say that I don't that AI does hurt the environment because it does take a lot of water and energy, and it hurts our environment back since we only have like a certain percent of water that we're able to drink. That's actually sustainable for us. But at the same time, AI in like anything, I would say AI is pretty helpful in education. I know that sounds really debatable, but I know it could be used as a guide for certain subjects in school. A lot of students actually are scared or shy or afraid of asking the teacher for help, and sometimes they're stuck on a topic that they need guidance. AI is mostly reliable based on what the creator is saying. For example, if you ask what 2 plus 2 is, they respond with 4. They're basically responding back towards you. So I want to say that technically AI could be good in education based on the idea or the fact that it can help you when you don't understand something.
Jonas is watching, and Jonas says AI wants us to evolve for human rights. Do you think AI can help us have better human rights? No?
very controversial when it comes to AI, it seems. But I just see it more as an assistant. But that's just me, in my opinion. And I don't think AI has the capability of taking over the world. I really don't think so. So we won't be having like a Terminator moment in one of the movies like you'd see.
Why did this get cut off? Abby says, I think there's someone suing a media company for being too addictive. Do you guys know about that? It was a
I heard something
lawsuit.
about that.
Yeah, it was a lawsuit against Meta. So Meta is the company that owns Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp and Messenger. And there was a lawsuit against them by a teenage girl. And it says, do you think the company is to blame for creating an addictive app? Or should the buyer beware and take responsibility for their actions? Do you think that the company is responsible for making the app too addictive? Or is it up to the individual user to be stronger than the app? What do you think, David?
To me, I would say yes if teens like under 18 become too addicted for it. But if they're over 18, then it would be no to me. But when it comes to social media, the longer the kids under 18 go to more social medias, there's a chance there might be like ruin their lives. Like it depends. You see the weird content, like weird photos or any kind of crazy stuff happening, which will lead to like committed suicide or any unexpected events that could happen to teens under 18. So if someone sued them for being too addictive to teens under 18, then yes, should take the responsibilities for their actions for having to teens under 18. But
And not to mention, just to add that up, child endangerment is also involved with that kind of stuff, also as well.
Exactly. But if you're over 18 and you try it for the first time, then you are okay. You're okay with it.
But for the children, you got to be careful what you believe in seeing, because there's a lot of things that are best to be left by other adults.
Exactly.
That's
And we have a comment. So a Meta ordered to pay $375 million and to be found liable in child explosions case in New Mexico holds historic where at the jury finds firm misled consumers over safety and enable harm against users.
Oh no! Oh no! If you literally Meta ordering to pay $375 a day, now that's kind of foolish.
$375 million total. And then this was because there were two different lawsuits. This is the other lawsuit.
On March 25th, 2026, a Los Angeles jury found Meta and YouTube, Google,
Negligent?
negligent for designing addictive platforms that harmed a young user. Mental health damages. The jury awarded $6 million in total damages. Now, with Meta responsible for 70% and 4.2 million, and Google for 30% for 1.8 million deals. The case found of
Addictive features?
addictive features like
Infinite scroll,
infinite scrolls and alert
algorithmic.
recognition. Oh god, recognitions cause body dysmorphia and mental health issues.
So body dysmorphia is where when you think about the way your body looks, or even when you look at yourself in the mirror, your
worried
brain
about your
thinks,
looks.
well, more than you worry about your looks, but like you think you look different than you do. So like you might be perfectly in healthy, like good shape, and you look in the mirror and you think, oh my gosh, I am so fat, I look horrible, nobody is going to want to be friends with me, like my body is so disgusting. So it actually starts to affect your brain that you can't even really see yourself clearly. So that was what the case was about, from the teenager. David?
Like you said, you mentioned it earlier, Miss Connor. This is a perfect example when it comes to be addicted to social medias. That the more you using social medias, the more like posting videos and stuff, the more you realize that your brain what you only think about is how you look and how care for yourself. If you don't use your media carefully or wisely, then you will, I repeat, you will like losing your mental health, that you would think that you looks different. Like you keep it, it's all in your mind. Like it's all your mind. It doesn't affect of how they care about your looks in real life. And yeah, so you have to be careful of using social medias.
Jason?
This also goes to the fact that a lot of people, when a lot of young teenagers a lot of young teenagers and even children also suffer what everybody likes to call self-esteem, and people have reportedly been feeling more depressed, more emotional than usual, and they feel a sense of jealousy and envy just because this one guy like has like a very expensive car, has all of these like really cool gadgets and all of these little trinkets that you see or you've never ever seen before in your entire life, and you kind of just get this sense of jealousy when you see people having like a happier life in the video compared to how your life is now, and you start to see the world turn gray in your point of view. And as David said, that isn't true. That's all just in your mind. But the more you get consumed by the amount of social media and the amount of doom scrolling and the amount of videos and content your brain has a hard time processing, the more likely you aren't able to consume or even like yourself most of the time, and you'll become more socially distant away from your family, your friends, and even your loved ones in between also. And this also kind of reminds me of how a lot of toddlers and children were getting addicted to Cocomelon, and how it was designed to be very, very stimulative by changing the scenes in like less than 3 seconds. And this caused like a lot of complaints from their kids being so addicted to Cocomelon that it became an addiction. And whenever their Cocomelon wasn't turned on and they never got that daily dose of like the attention that they need, then basically they become very cranky and they become very even aggressive. And it was like very concerning that I remembered it being a problem. And I think it happened like back in 2022 or 23, around those years. But that's the thing about the internet. You always just got to be careful of how much media you consume, because your brain will most likely turn into mush and will have a hard time processing everything. And your brain is very powerful and will make you jump the gun with conclusions. So always just be very aware of what you see and what you believe on the internet, because most of the time they aren't true.
Very
Like,
good advice. Does anybody else have any advice for social media users for the future before we close out? David?
My advice for those who are using social medias like Instagram, Facebook, etc., my advice for y'all is make sure you don't spend too much time scrolling to find the pictures or videos and stuff, because it will ruin your mind. And if you got things to do at home, like doing study or doing homework, make sure you spend less time being on social media than things, and do more of the things you do in real life.
I got something to add what David just said.
Go for it.
If you on your phone like 24/7, right? And and if you're doing homework at the same time, you can't focus on one important thing. You gotta focus on the other thing. Like homework is important than using your phone, and phone is not you just pick up and just scroll. That nah. See, I see some people outside the world just don't know how to like focus on their mental health. Your brain might turn to you might get your brain might be going you might be confused. But if you go back what your parents say, you better learn. This stuff is not fun. This stuff is not fun. It's not fun. It's if you see a random person just wanna just scrolling, just don't pay them attention. If they ask you like if you is there a stranger on the bus and like want to ask for your social media, like don't give them to them. Just keep it to yourself. If you have a problem, just call the police or your mom or your parents. If you just being if you just be in trouble, just be careful, God. Some of these people might take your phones and
So be careful. Don't spend too much time. Use it only for the fun things. Don't let it stress you out. Anybody
just
else
read
before
some
we
books.
close out? Brian Ramirez.
Um, I do agree with Anthony. I'll say that just like Anthony said, if you're doing homework or if you're doing your homework and you're watching your phone at the same time, like just like he said, you're not gonna be paying attention and everything. But you should be like concentrate, like you should be focusing doing on your homework instead of being on your phone or being on social media and everything. But just for my advice, don't spend a lot of time being on your phone. Like do something different, distract yourself, go outside for a walk or go to the gym or something. Um and yeah, just be careful with social media.
Okay, Jason, last thing. Let's keep it short so we can close it out with Brian P.
My advice to you all who are listening, just remember to stay safe and stay calm, and always remember that life is way too short to think about what is going on in the media, because the media is like a whole different world compared to the reality. So always be careful no matter what.
And Nee says, I think first users have to truly determine to limit their screen time with self-discipline. It works better if they use a special app to remind them of their screen time too. All right. We are going to close it out. Brian P., are you ready to do our outro?
I can start it.
Yeah.
We think what can I
You see it on the screen?
No, I don't see it.
You want me,
just
you want me to do it for him?
Wait, it's now I see it. Wait, hold
Okay.
on. What the? No, I don't see it.
You want me to do it for him, Miss Klinder?
Can you see it, Anthony?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Thank you for joining Power Your Story Open Mic Thursday, and we'll follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Facebook, and for more. And thank you for watching Power Your Story live stream. And have a great day and bless y'all.
Brian, what do you want to say to everybody?
Say thank you for joining for our podcast and see ya.
See ya.
You want us to go back to the
Bye.
live stream?